Hello, it's your furry professor Akira. This video, I was going to make it just a TikTok, but I realized that it's probably going to be a little bit longer, so we're going to talk about it here. But I just really want to stress the importance of this because I've talked about it in many, many videos since I've started making videos, and it will always be important and never lose its importance, no matter where in life we are. And this particular thing, yes, it's strictly for, furries and fursuiters, but, this stems across all fandoms who do cosplay of any kind. And I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. And for our sake as furries, it is Fursuit Is Not Consent. For those that have no idea what that means, or maybe it's your first time hearing it, it means that when somebody is fursuiting, that is not the consent to touch them. Just because they are in suit, it does not mean that it is an immediate yes to touch them in any way, shape, or form. You still need consent to touch them. That goes for cosplayers as well. It's the same concept, just a different first word. But my incredible and amazing friend Arrow surprised me with something really cool from Stellar Husky's Etsy shop, who I've gotten tons of badges from them in the past. This was a gift from him because he knows I say it a million times, and that is this. It's a badge that physically says Fursuit Is Not Consent. This is actually incredible. I cannot wait to wear this at cons, because unfortunately you have to. So, why is this a really great idea? Well, because unfortunately, a lot of people do not understand that concept. There are so many people that you'll see that will say, hey, I was at this fur con and I was in my suit and this person just kept grabbing on me. They kept touching me. They grabbed a hold of me when I didn't want it, and it's like, well, oh, you're in fursuit, okay, but that does not give that other person any right or any confirmation that it is okay to touch them without asking that person first. Unless a fursuiter is either wearing a badge or specifically says, you may freely touch me without my consent, don't touch a fursuiter without asking them or making sure that it's okay. There are reasons that these badges exist, not just this one. I have a ton of this kind of style because I've bought them from Stellar Husky a ton as well. These are important. And when you are going to your first convention and, maybe have never seen a fursuiter in person before, you need to look for badges. Badges are not just decorative. A lot of times they can be, but they provide information, especially if a fursuiter isn't much of a talker, or very much is just a silent suitor. These talk for them. They are warnings. They are expressing things. There's badges that say, hey, I have, disabilities, I cannot be touched and grabbed because it could really affect me. You need to understand that, and you need to respect people's boundaries. If you're not going to respect people's boundaries, do not go to these conventions and bother people, unfortunately. That is a big problem, and I've had to experience it. My friends have had to experience it. You go to these cons to have a good time, and then you're just followed around and bothered the whole day, and it's just not okay. It is really weird. We've had issues. I think it was my first Anthrocon. Maybe the second. I don't exactly remember. It might have been the second one. I remember being on that bridge, the one that's over top the dealer's den, and it's always that bridge for some reason, having really weird interactions with somebody who just wouldn't leave us alone. And the suit that I was in at the time was a silent suiting suit, so I wasn't saying anything. And also, I'm not as get away from me as I am now, because I will be cute and friendly in fursuit, but if you're gonna step over boundaries, I'm no longer a fursuiter. I am now the person inside. Get away from me. I'm trying to enjoy my convention. Stop being a fucking weird ass person and grabbing on me and stuff. Respect people's boundaries because it's very important. But I remember this individual was just really weird and lingery, and then we had it happen again at this last con, and then eventually it was okay, alright, you need to get away from us because this is getting weird and annoying. I don't want to stray too far, but a lot of this stuff, bleeds into the idea that, this is going to sound really bad, and I might just include it in this video because, it's fine. Well, I scratch my nose because my nose is itchy. People need to understand that not everybody wants to be your friend. And I know it sounds so wild and so crazy because it's like, oh, we're supposed to be such a giving and loving fandom. Well, we are, but also, like, we are still people. In the real world, not everyone wants to be your friend. So why is it in the furry fandom that, like, it's some weird expectation that, like, oh, well, you have to be my friend because I said something nice to you? Like, no. Especially if you make somebody entirely uncomfortable. Like the situation I was in that I talked about where I was, like, confronted in Headless Lounge at AC last year. It makes people uncomfortable, and that's not how we make friends. Disrespecting someone's boundaries is the quickest way to make somebody not like you at all, so I really don't recommend doing that. But, like, it's the same as, like, with the people that, like, jump into your DMs, whether it's on TikTok, Facebook, whatever, because I've just had it happen on my Facebook for my one suit, where somebody, like, gave me where they live, all this stuff, like, I'm from so-and-so, which don't ever do that. Do not ever share with a stranger where you live, because that's the quickest way to make it unsafe for you. Like, I'm not a crazy person, I promise, but, like, what if I was a murderous individual? Now I know where you live. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. And this person, like, said me where they live, they want to be friends, and I was like, whoa, no. I blocked them right away. I don't know you. You don't know me. Like, we don't do that. That's not exactly how we make friends. Like, friends are built by connection. So, like, I want to stress how I became friends with my one friend in this fandom. Because this is what I mean. It's mutual interactions. One-sided is when you get to parasocial relationships. So if it's like that, unfortunately, like, maybe this person just doesn't want to be friends with you, and you just gotta understand that and move on. But when me and my friend started, like, you know, this was during the pandemic when I had first got my suit. I had seen their suit, and, like, I did a lot of duets with them. We kind of chatted in the comments and stuff. And, like, it was kind of cool because we're, like, slowly building a friendship. And then the first Anthrocon I went to, our little group actually included them. And I didn't know at the time. And I was like, no, wait, that's so-and-so. And then we got to meet, and everything was great. Like, we connected at the con. And now, excuse me, getting indigestion, talking about, like, all kinds of craziness right now. But we went to AC together. And it was amazing, and we connected, and we have been close friends ever since. Like, this close friend has done incredible things for me, for my boyfriend. Like, we all, like, have just bonded so well together. We've gone to cons, you know, many, many times now, and we'll continue to go to cons together. And, like, that's how you build connections, is slow. Like, people don't understand. Okay, yes, sometimes you can make friends instantly. It is very possible, and it can happen. Because, like, when I first met my now boyfriend, like, he was in this group when I went to AC, like, I didn't know who he was because I had never met him before. Now, he was joined into the group chat that we were all in before the con, we're all getting to know each other, and it was, like, really interesting because, like, we bonded, like, super fast at the first AC we went to, and then we went to MFF, like, we talked more, and it was a lot of fun, and then, like, you know, time went on, we started building a friendship, and that friendship turned into a relationship, like, a real, like, couple. Like, we became a couple from it. And, like, that's something, too, that people don't want to talk about. Sometimes people really just want a nice dating relationship, not fucking around, not something open. Like, they genuinely want something that's just one other person. And unfortunately, in this fandom, a lot of people are very not, I don't know how to put this in a not dick way, but, like, they're very just, they want to have their cake and eat it too. We'll just put it that way. They don't want just one other person in a relationship, and they want, like, 6 other people or whatever, and they want something open or this or that. Like, so that's a whole other topic. I don't want to get too far off. But that's, yeah. But to kind of, why I brought that up is, like, boundaries. You know, they need to be respected for if you're trying to pursue a relationship or a friendship. Like, boundaries need to be understood. And rejection, oh my god. Rejection needs to be completely understood as well. There's nothing more aggravating than when you tell someone no, or hey, like, I'm not interested, and not only do they continue to pursue, they're getting more aggressive as they go. No, because this is when a whole new slew of problems comes. Because if I say no, or I say no, I'm not interested, like, hey, like, I'm trying to, like, spend time with my friends here, like, I don't want to interact or hang out with you, I don't know you, you should respect that, because it's weird to tell a stranger that you don't know, just because they're in fursuit, oh my god, we should hang out. Like, no, I don't know you. Because I'm sorry, at the end of the day, guess what? Unfortunately, under these, we are people. We're not fluffy, fun characters, they're just for fun. So to sit there and think you know the character based off of an internet persona, no. Because I will tell you, like, my con personality is different than my internet personality, which is also different from my outside doing events, public suiting personality. Like, I change accordingly to my comfortability. When I do videos, it's very comfortable for me to openly speak and do things. When I'm at cons with Akira, I'm so shy. Like, the shyness comes immediately back, which is funny. Like, I do like to talk and everything about stuff. Like, I've had a really cool experience at the one con I went to. I got to talk about publishing. And, like, it was something that I knew a little bit about because I had recently, at the time, gotten a short story published in an anthology. So I was, like, really excited to talk about it. And, like, people were, like, really fascinated by what I was saying, whether it was because of what I was saying or because this beautiful face was talking about this kind of thing. But it was actually really nice. But, like, people need to understand that, like, the internet persona that you see is just a sona. It is not who they are. Like, it very well could be, and that's fine, but, like, you need to, like, perceive everybody on the internet as just, this is just what they do for the internet. You cannot be harassing people because, oh, they're really nice on the internet, so they were going to be really nice to me outside of the internet. Like, no, people are still people, and you need to understand and respect them. And before, again, I get too off track and off the beat path of things, like, it's why consent is important. Consent is extremely important, and that's why I have this. I have this for a reason. I have two of them. Well, I had two of them. Oh, maybe Arrow took the other one. I don't know. Arrow said he got two of them. I don't know if he's keeping the other one or not. We're probably going to go to cons together, so if he, whatever. Not important. But, like, this is important. And unfortunately, you have to make things like this because you would think that it's such a crazy thing to be like, oh, why would someone just touch you because you're in suit? You'd be surprised because even as a mascot, it's the same way. They think just because you're the mascot, they can touch you and not ask to touch you. The amount of times tails have been pulled, the amount of times that people have, like, I could show it on this suit because it's a little bit better. When I had the person whose arm went under the head and was, like, pulling me away and strangling me at one of the fairs I went to. There's a lot. There's a lot that happens as a mascot, just as it unfortunately does for fursuiters. So I can kind of, I can completely relate to both of those things. So, consent is important in all aspects of life. Even outside of fandoms and stuff, you need to make sure people are okay with what you're asking of them. Whether it is this, whether it is that, whatever it may be. I can't believe, as a grown adult, I have to explain consent to people. Like, you need to have consent with everything. And people can pull back consent. Always remember that, too. That goes for fursuiters as well. Someone could say, hey, I want to... Oh, this is a perfect example because this happened at AC. This past one. My friend said yes to this person hugging them. Hugs are usually fine for a lot of fursuiters if, you know, you make sure that they're comfortable with it. This guy gave them a hug and off they went. This guy then proceeded to follow us and appeared every, like, 5 minutes in random parts of the con where we were, wanting hugs from my friend, to the point where it was actually really annoying. Like, we were in the middle of making TikToks and this guy, in the middle of us filming, is, like, trying to get another hug, and it's like, okay, there comes to a point where, like, you're now making somebody uncomfortable, and now they can withdraw that consent, because at some point, I think my friend did say, like, hey, you know, that's enough, you know, go away, you know, and it's unfortunate because, like, that is a situation where, like, Yes, you gave consent this time, but you need consent every single time, and that's something else people don't realize is like, just because I gave you the consent at this con to give me like a hug or high five, I don't know, doesn't matter. It does not mean the next con I go to, that consent carries over. You need consent every single time. Every single time. Every time. Like, every interaction should be asked. Hey, can I boop your nose? Hey, can I give you a hug? Hey, can, like, I get a picture? Whatever. You know, I mean, pictures are one of those things, but, like, it's more the physical touch stuff, but, like, still, you should be asking these questions. But it's unfortunate. It is really unfortunate that I know at a lot of, like, anime cons, they have these, basically, as signs around the con that say, like, cosplay is not consent. Because it's such a big problem. Like, and unfortunately, like, furry conventions are the same way. And it's unfortunate, and it's tiring, because it genuinely ruins your time at a con. It really genuinely ruins your time. Because the amount of times, like, in my other suits, I'd be doing stuff, and people would want to, like, touch my suit, and it's like, do not touch my suit. And, like, it's, like, you don't want to be a bad person. You don't. But unfortunately, sometimes you have to, and you have to be mean, or you have to... And then all of a sudden people are putting bewares on you because all of a sudden you said no to them touching you at a con, and now everyone's talking about it because that's a whole problem now in this fandom. But people need to understand that you cannot just be freely touching people, like, because having a fursuit on does not mean that all of my rights as a human being just goes out the damn window. It's not how that works. But that's why we say it over and over and over again, so people can understand, and not only understand, but kind of take in the concept and not make fursuiters uncomfortable. We just want to wear our suits and have a good time. We don't wear these suits for you. Like, we wear these suits for us. It is cool to interact with people. It is cool to do things when our boundaries are still being respected. That's the biggest thing. And you need to understand that, again, people do not wear cosplays, fursuits, whatever, for you. They wear them for them, to enjoy the character, to have a good time. If you want to touch them, or you need to have permission. It is that simple. I could go on for hours about this, but I'm not going to do that, because I shouldn't have to do that. Obviously, if you have questions, though, I will happily answer them. Even here on TikTok, I don't care. I'll answer them, because this is a very serious topic. It is extremely serious, and, like, sometimes I feel like people don't, like, understand these things, and these kinds of videos talking about it is very important. Not to self-promote, but that's kind of why I do these videos, is to educate people. That's why I'm the furry professor. That is why I do what I do, because I will take the 20 minutes or whatever this video will be to talk about this topic thoroughly and make sure that people understand its importance, because it is important. Nobody should be made to feel uncomfortable when they go to conventions. Nobody. It should be a fun time for everybody. But unfortunately, it's not always. And that's why, you know, furries like myself try to educate in a very polite way, and aggressive at times. Say, like, hey, please don't do this. Do not do this. Please. Because we don't like it. And if you don't respect that, you're not going to be treated well at all by the furries and fursuiters that you enjoy. If you treat them with respect and are kind and not a dick to them, you're going to get cool interactions. I promise. I've had wonderful interactions with some people in this suit and my other suits. You just need to respect people. It's that simple. Okay, I'm done. I'm tired. I just woke up a little bit ago. But I wanted to do this because I have a lot going on in my life right now, and I just want to make sure that I get this out, because it's very important, and I will continue to talk about this topic forever. Just saying. So, this is not the last time you'll ever hear... Wow. This is not the last time you will ever hear me say that fursuit is not consent. Okay? Again, if you have any questions, please put them in the comments. I will answer them to the best of my ability. I love answering questions. Or if you want to ask over on TikTok, I don't care. Wherever. I'm happy to educate and help people. understand these very important topics, because I want everyone to enjoy this fandom. So, in order to do that, everyone needs to be on the same page with a lot of things, and this particular topic is one of those very, very important things, okay? Okay, bye guys.